Black Friday, record store day, November 25th, 2022. This one was quite the adventure, with an interesting surprise at the end. Went to a good number of shops around the Bay Area, California. Started out with my want list. This was my original list, which included at the very top of the list the two that I assumed would be toughest to find: Todd Rundgren's Something Anything box and Eric Burdon Noir. And I was right. Those two were the toughest to find. In addition to those, I had Stark Reality, Grateful Dead, Jazz Dispensary, Etta James, and the Fleetwood Mac vinyl box. I decided to go for the full experience of getting in line early. So I arrived at Thrill House Records on Mission Street, San Francisco at 6 a.m. to get in line for their 8 a.m. opening. I was third in line at that time, and the next person after me didn't arrive until about 6:45. When they opened at 8 a.m., the line was about 20 people. At Thrill House, I did get their only copy of the Todd Rundgren's Something Anything box, the Grateful Dead box set, Fleetwood Mac alternate albums on both vinyl and CD, Etta James. While I was there, I picked up the Hendrix, Captain Beefheart, and Bobby Cole. They did not have Jazz Dispensary, and they had one copy of Eric Burdon Noir, and the first person in line got that one. From there, I went across the bay to Oakland to go to 1234 Go Records, and they open at 9 for reservation only. They send out email to their mailing list, and you pay $10 to sign up for one of their early groups to get in, which I did. And when I got there, all of the 9 a.m. reserve shoppers were pretty much all in line, so I was near the end of that line. When we finally got in, I did get Stark Reality. I found Jazz Dispensary. Picked up the Jefferson Airplane. Janis Joplin and Jorma Kaukonen. And I picked up the Smokey Robinson. And I got a second copy of the Fleetwood Mac vinyl box, as well as their last copy of the Todd Rundgren box. So I got doubles on both of those. I asked about the Eric Burdon Noir. They said they only had 2 copies, and they went to the first 2 shoppers in line. So onward. From there, I stopped by Open Mind Music in Rockridge in Oakland and asked about the Eric Burdon Noir box. They said that they did not get any, but they said, well, if you don't mind driving a little bit, why don't you try Up the Creek Records in Walnut Creek? It's about 20 minutes away, and I figured, well, that's an adventure. It's a store I've never heard of, a chance to check out something new, so why not? And then, while I was still in Oakland/Berkeley, I figured I would check out Amoeba and see what was happening there at that time. Got to Amoeba in Berkeley around 10 a.m. and they had all of their Record Store Day releases mixed in with their other vinyl new releases around the store. Did not see the Eric Burdon War, so I asked about it, and they said it might be under Soul. So I went around to the Soul section, and lo and behold, I got one. And while I was there, I also picked up the Skip James. So quite happy now. I had everything on my list and then some, but I was still curious about Up the Creek music, so I headed up to Walnut Creek. Made it to Up the Creek Records in Walnut Creek, and it was a cool little store. They had skateboards and music, and all of their Record Store Day stuff was out in the corridor. So I dug a little bit, and what do you know? They also had a copy of Eric Burdon War. So I picked up a second copy of that, and that was my Friday. But the surprise came Saturday. Alright, so here's where the surprise comes in. Last year, 2021, was the first year that I did Record Store Day. I had resisted up to that point. And like a lot of people, I decided to try going to Amoeba Records on Haight Street in San Francisco, and got there fairly early in the morning. Line was wrapped around the block. They gave everyone a sheet so that you could check off what you were looking for, and then when you finally got in, they would give you what was available. So I got pretty much nothing there on my list last year, and it was quite a wait to get in. So I ruled out going to Amoeba, at least that location, again for Record Store Day. So yesterday, Saturday, the day after Black Friday Record Store Day, I popped in to Amoeba on Haight and checked out what they had available. So take a look. This was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. I walked into Amoeba, went over to the corner where they keep the Record Store Day stuff, and pretty much everything was there. Almost everything. They did not have any Todd Rundgren, but they did have boxes and boxes of Grateful Dead, boxes of Fleetwood Mac, and yes, they even had multiple copies of the Eric Burdon War. So why did this happen? Did they order a lot more this year? Were they expecting crowds for Black Friday that never materialized? Is Record Store Day losing its popularity? What's going on here, and why would we be able to find so many records available the next day? Any ideas? Any answers? Here's a flip through video of the bins showing what was available. Sorry, it's in backwards alphabetical order, but here you go. So what did I leave Amoeba with? Well, I did the craziest thing I possibly could, which was I picked up 2 more copies of the Eric Bergman War. Because there was this set that I had hunted so hard for on Friday, just sitting there at my feet on Saturday. So I did that, and I picked up a second copy of the Jazz Dispensary because they had so many, and a second copy of the Grateful Dead box set. I could have picked up a lot more records that were on my maybe list, like The Doors or Townes Van Zandt, but that's where I left it. So what about you? How was your record store day Black Friday experience? Did you find everything that you were looking for? Did you have fun? Hopefully you did. Let me know, and we'll see you all in the next video.